Welcome back to Workplace 30. Today we are combining everything we've learned to figure out when we're going to use each law. So remember, we have the law of sines that is defined as that, and the law of cosines that is defined there. You use the cosine law if you have an SAS triangle, which means you have a side, an angle, and a side where the angle is between the two side lengths, or when you have an SSS triangle, which means you have all three side lengths. You use the sine law if you have a pair of side and angle relationship that are across from each other. So here we have 22 across from 15, so we'd use the sine law. Here we'd also use the sine law because we have 49, which is across from an angle of 115 degrees. So that determines which one you use. We also have other laws that we know of, such as SOHCAHTOA. When do you use this? Good, which is used with right triangles. And we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. When is that used? Good. In a right triangle, if you need to find a side length. So those are your options. We also have another rule that we can use when we're given two angles in a triangle. How could we find the third one? Good. If you go 180 minus angle 1 minus angle 2, you're going to get the third angle. Okay. So today you are the jury and the judge, and you're going to determine which triangle is in trouble with the law and which law. So we're going to make up your voters cards, which will be on your Moodle under whose law is it anyways. You will also need to print that out, and you'll find the copy of 7.4.2, and then we're going to nail that triangle. So these are your voter card options. We've got the sine law, cosine law, SOHCAHTOA, Pythagorean theorem, sum of interior angles, which is our 180 minus our angles, and insufficient evidence. So that's if you just don't have enough information to solve. So for example, here's criminal number 1. We've got this awful, awful mean triangle. And we need to figure out which law we could use. So we see that we're trying to figure out side length B. We have one set of opposites. So which law would you use? Sine law. Good. So that's your example. Let's try the rest, and we'll meet back at the end and see if you've convicted them correctly. So let's check your answers. Criminal number 1 should have got sine law. Criminal number 2 should have been the Pythagorean theorem. Now for criminal number 3. So question 3 was cosine law. Criminal 4, SOHCAHTOA. Criminal 5, cosine law. Criminal 6, insufficient evidence. Let's take a look at that one. So criminal number 6 here, it doesn't really matter what our side length is, because when you're only given angles, your triangle could be really small or it could be really big, and you'd always end up with different H values. So you don't have enough evidence to convict that criminal. Criminal 7, sum of interior angles. So they all add up to 180. So you could have subtracted them from 180. And criminal 8 was the sine law.